Now in Elden Ring, the new DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, there's a whole bunch to do, a lot of enemies to take on, and some absolutely amazing new gear to find and try out. None more so than one Ash of War that I found that I think is absolutely exceptional, and that's going to be the Carian Sovereignty. I think this as a contender for the very best one in the game, and he's definitely amongst or even top ranked for the most powerful and high damage. Now in order to get hold of this, you will have had to have made it a little ways into the game, and I think a lot of people will probably be coming from the Bonnie village. If you haven't made it to here, don't worry, I'll put a couple of links in the description showing you how to get to here and how to unlock this region on the map, just in case you've not made it very far into the game yet. From the Bonnie village, you're going to make it just across these bridges just here to your first site of grace, and then you'll make it a little ways further up, all the way up to the top here, because your main starting point will be the Church District High Road. Then just travel to where I show here, mark the location right at the very end, and then you're just going to jump on your trusty torrent and follow it all the way around. Honestly, this doesn't take too long, maybe a minute. There's no real tough enemies in amongst that, so you shouldn't have to worry too much. The only thing you may have to avoid will be some smaller enemies such as wolves and things such as that. So keep proceeding in the direction I show, and I'll speed up the footage so that you don't fall asleep. The main thing you'll be looking out for will be right at the very end. You're going to be on the lookout for a small cave. So just keep making your way around, and eventually you'll make your way all the way there, and once you do, make sure you've got something that can do a little bit of range damage. Whether it's a spell, a bow and arrow, or one of the new throwable items, anything that can dish out some range damage and you should be golden. Then you're just going to head into the cave. If you need to, chuck on some kind of a light source such as your torch, but ultimately you're just going to be looking up at the ceiling and you're going to be wanting to take out a scarab. Knock it to the ground, absolutely decimate it in whichever way you can best, and upon defeating it you'll be rewarded with the Ash of War, the Carian Sovereignty. This is kind of a direct upgrade to the one we've had previously in the base game, but honestly it hits like a truck. It's a lot of fun to play and can work in a lot of builds. Definitely works best with a bit of magic attached to it, as that's what it's focused on, and if you can manage to centre around that, you can probably dish out some ridiculous damage and nuke bosses fast with it. Hopefully that's helped a few of you guys and girls. You'll be able to get this from the start of the game with the links I've provided, and it may well make the DLC a little bit easier because of this. As always, there'll be a lot more content away from me, hints, tips, guides and builds,